Hello, welcome back. Per usual, I am Jazz, aka Flirting with Pages. I have accumulated quite a few vampire books, and by quite a few, I mean like 3, but that's a lot for me. It's going to be very interesting. I am honestly excited. When I first got into reading, I didn't really branch out. I just stayed in like a tiny contemporary circle basically, and I didn't want to like read anything else. But here we are today, several years later, proving myself wrong by reading out of my comfort zone. Honestly, reading out of my comfort zone has been very fun lately. I feel like I'm getting off track and I haven't even actually fully started. Like I said, I have accumulated quite a few vampire books, and why not go ahead and film a reading vlog. There are 3. All 3 of these have been sent to me or given an arc of by Berkeley. So once again, shout out to Berkeley. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the books that I have on here. The first one is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. From my understanding, basically Cassie gets evicted, she's looking for somewhere to stay, she finds this amazing deal sharing this apartment with this guy. But at the same time, it just feels a little bit suspicious because he's out all night and he's sleeping all day. But at the same time, he's leaving her little cute notes. So she basically is convinced that there's something up at the same time. And when she finally finds blood in the fridge, he comes clean. And yeah, apparently that's where we start from there. I'm very excited to read this one. It sounds like it's gonna be fun. And on top of that, Ashley Poston talked about the book. She like made a blurb about the book. And if you know, I will read anything by Ashley Poston. I absolutely love her. I love her writing. I love her books. So if she loved this, then I know I'm going to love it. Up next on my list is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. I had the Hacienda, but I haven't read that one yet. The little tiny synopsis in this one is basically vampires and vaqueros face off on the Texas-Mexico border, which honestly, that in and of itself already sounds very exciting. From what I've heard, this book does have romance in it and it's very good, and everyone I've been hearing rave about this book has loved it. Last but not least on my list is going to be Hunt on the Dark Waters by Katee Robert. I read the Dark Olympus series by her and I absolutely love that series. I have been looking for a new series to go ahead and start from Katee because I absolutely love her writing, and Berkeley just so happened to send me a e-arc of this book, so I decided why not go ahead and start the Crimson Cell series, especially since they're getting new covers. I will be buying the physical book very soon because it looks so freaking pretty. I love the colors on the cover. This one has a lot of good mixtures. It has pirates, it has vampires, it has witches, which I'm very excited to read. I actually have accumulated quite a few witchy books too, so go ahead and comment and let me know if you want a witchy book reading vlog, kind of like this one, but it's nothing but a bunch of books with witches and stuff like that, because I have quite a few and I know I'm going to get sent another one, so I want to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a reading vlog. Let me know if you want me to do a reading vlog. Back to the book. I honestly don't really know what a good majority of the book is about. I kind of want to go into it blind, but from my understanding, the female main character is a witch. She has gone through a lot of trouble, including stealing from her ex, which happens to be the vampire in this book, and somehow she gets sent to a realm. She gets stuck with this group of pirates and she is either to stay there or get killed. I am very excited to go ahead and start reading these books. I'm probably gonna do a Instagram poll on there to see which one of those 2 should I start first, and then I'm just gonna go from there. I have a feeling that Vampires of El Norte is gonna win, but yeah, let's go ahead and start by making a poll first. when I tell you it's like 2 a.m. right now, and I wasn't gonna finish it tonight, but it got so good to the point where I could not stop. So I will be finishing this tonight. I only have 2 chapters left, but when I say I'm obsessed with this, I mean it. Like, so much is happening, I cannot put it down. I literally need to know what's happening. I stopped to record this and I'm already like, I need to look and see what has happened, because oh my god, so much is happening and I literally need to know what's happening. I love this book, but like I said, it's 2 a.m. and I have decided I'm going to finish this book tonight. I was gonna give y'all an update while I was midway. As you can see, I could not put the book down to update y'all, but this is my little update. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep reading the book. Okay, it's been like 2 days, I think. I don't know. It's midday Sunday right now, which I know technically does not mean anything to y'all because I have lost track of time. Like, literally, I have no concept of time right now. All I know is that it's October 1st today. Which, yay, by the way, it is my freaking birth month. I love October. October is one of my favorite months. On top of that, it has Halloween in it. Yes. Plus, we need an update on all the books. So let's go ahead. I'm going to update you on everything that I have read so far. And by everything I read so far, I mean for this blog, obviously. What? So I'm pretty sure last you heard from me, I was just finishing Vampires of El Norte. I have officially finished it. When I tell you I'm just so obsessed with this book, I cannot stop thinking about it. I really, really love this book. Like, overall, it was just so freaking amazing. I ran out of red tabs because I was doing red for romance and blue for anything else interesting or just in general cool or like wow that I found in the book, and I ran out of red tabs. So that already there says a lot of what like happens in the book, and it just I can't get over the writing, everything. I love how she wrote this book. It made me want to pick up the Hacienda like now, and I have the ebook version of that book, so that's very interesting. I think I'm going to pick it up very soon. I'm not sure when. I didn't show you guys when I started it, but I'm like close to halfway through. My Roommate's a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I finally decided to pick this one up because that is next on my list. I was looking through my ebooks because I'm going to read is it something Hunt on Dark Waters, something like that, I'm not sure. The one by Katee Roberts, I'm also going to read that one in this vlog since it's a vampire romance. I'm pretty sure that one was on my TBR, but I did download another one during Stuff Your Kindle Day, and it sounds really good, and it only has 200 pages. So depending on when I finish My Roommate is a Vampire and then the next book, it will kind of determine whether I will add that book also to my TBR for this video. I'm not sure if I will, but if I do, once again, I'll let you guys know. Of course, you guys will see it either way. But like I said, I started My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I am 120 pages into it. I'm on chapter 8, I think. When I tell you guys, this book is hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious. I can't really get with her writing style. Her writing style is kind of bothering me. But other than that, I love how hilarious this is. Reginald is killing me, like literally killing me. He is so freaking funny. And Frederick, just in general, he's like hilarious to just how oblivious he is and everything. The book is very much funny, and it is a different like shift from Vampires of the Norte compared to this one, where that one is more like gothic horror and more serious, and then this one's just my roommate's a vampire. Like, it's funny. It's imagine being roommates with a vampire. The way they became roommates was just so hilarious to me, because he had listed his apartment for $200, and it's in hold on, I can't remember. I know it's Chicago, obviously. This book takes place in Chicago, but it is specifically, and this isn't a spoiler, it's literally right at the front of the book. Like, that's the first thing that is there. It's in Lincoln Park. That's where it's at. It is a $200 per month Lincoln Park apartment in Chicago. Like, is this real? I'm not sure, but she went ahead and took it. Yeah. Anywho, I don't want to spoil this right now or anything. I just wanted to give you guys an update. That's how far in I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and finish this book. I don't know. Hopefully I'll finish it by tomorrow. I haven't been highlighting anything. I've just been hardcore underlining and writing in this book. Like, I'm telling you, this book is hilarious. But yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. It is time for another quick little update. The book I need is all the way over there and has stuff on top of it. I don't feel like moving all of that, so we're gonna do this without me holding the books up. But I finally finished My Roommate is a Vampire. I don't think I ever give an update on that. I did like the book, but it wasn't really groundbreaking for me, and there were some things in the book that like really threw me off, and I feel like I'm just gonna do a really in-depth review about it at the very end when I talk about all of the books, so that I can explain why I didn't really like it and why I rated it the way I did. I posted a review on my Instagram stories, because it's been a while since I posted a review on my Instagram stories, so I went ahead and did that. Liked how funny it was. It's just some parts of the book threw me off completely, and that kind of just ruined the vibe that I had going, basically. My cat is like on the floor, and I did not know she was there. She scared the crap out of me. Oh my god. Anywho, you can't see it, but Luna's down here. Anywho, back to what I was saying. I started, ignore my hair. I know, I keep saying that. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I'm getting there. I started Hunt on Dark Waters by Katee Robert, and I'm really, really liking that one so far. I only have, I think, like 5 chapters left, and then I'm done. I'm really liking the plot. I didn't like it at the beginning. It was hard to get into, but after a while, like, I really liked it. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen. I'm in a part where it's kind of like 2 whole entire different things are happening. She's playing. I need to know what's going to happen with like her ex and what is going to happen with him. I want to know what happens in that situation. So yeah, I only have 5 chapters left. Lots of stuff is happening. I'm not getting bored at all. It's like action after action after action, and if there is no action, then there's smut. And Katee Robert knows how to write a good smutty book, which I agree is this. I will say that her writing in this one was a little bit more off than, say, the Dark Olympus series, which I absolutely adore. And I feel like it didn't meet up to my standards based off of that. I'm scared that she's going to jump on the wrong area. I'm liking that one so far. Like I said, only have 5 chapters left. That's my update for now. You taking a picture? Benji, can you stop? What, Lou? What? Okay, she doesn't like me. I'm going to start backwards, I think. So I'm going to start with Hunt on Dark Waters. That one wasn't as much vampire as I thought it was going to be. Instead, it was more like on the witch side with pirates and stuff like that. What I did like is the fact that it had a bunch of different like mythology stuff. I didn't expect it to be as fantasy as it was. Lizzie isn't there as much, and she's the only one other than her family that is a vampire, and she's a bloodline vampire, which makes her a lot more powerful than just a regular vampire. I thought this one was gonna blow me away, but honestly it was just kind of like, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't that bad. Also, I really liked the plot and the character development, especially with like Evelyn and everything she's gone through and just where she is now in comparison to Bowen, how he also has gone through everything and how Evelyn has opened his eyes. I just really loved the character growth in both of them. Really liked the story. I ended up rating it a 4 stars. I will say some things that did throw me off were like at the very beginning, it was kind of hard to get into. I don't know if it was just my brain. It was kind of a slow start for me, even though like it was action packed and stuff like that. I just couldn't get myself to get into it, and it also really bothered me how like the book ended. I feel like there were still a lot more questions, and I feel like certain stuff could have been avoided in that first fight that they had with Lizzie. But I did really like the plot. I did love the setting. You don't get bored. There is lots of stuff that's going on. Like there's action after action after action. Before that one, I did read My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I ended up giving this one a 3. I don't remember if it was a 3.5 or 375, but it was around 3 stars. That's the only thing I remember. Reason why. Okay, so there were a few things that kind of started knocking points off for me. So for starters, I didn't really like the writing. Like even at the very beginning, I knew I wasn't gonna like her writing style. I feel like this would have been 10 times better if it was dual POV. That would have knocked it up so much more. I didn't like the way it ended and its climax and everything, because you don't really understand what the problem is for sure, unless you're reading like these little lists, and it's like you don't really realize that that's the issue until you're like for sure knowing, and then at the climax you're like, oh, everything that was going on in these like letters, text messages, that's what was carrying you towards the climax. And I really like the concept of that. So more towards like the end, when the climax happens and everything's solved, I feel like it was all handled within almost 1 chapter or a chapter and a half, and if it was that easily, it just kind of threw me off. It kind of felt like it happened and it was thrown in there. Everything was rushed. But I will say that once again, I did like the plot. I feel like it could have been a great story if it was pushed more differently and if she wrote it a bit more differently. The only way I can describe it easily is that it reads like a novella. Like, this feels, even though it's a full novel, this reads like a novella. Everything's happening fast paced. Nothing's really like happening as much. And then once the issue happens, it automatically ends and it's just solved like that. It's so fast and you don't really realize that what's going on is going on. Frederick and Cassie were absolutely cute in this book. I loved both of these characters so much. I loved Frederick. I loved Reginald. I feel like Reginald should have had more lines or should have had more time in this book. I really loved his character, and the book was very, very freaking funny. I was laughing half of the time. The last book I picked up for this video was Vampires of El Norte. This one will forever be the winner of this video, even though there were no winners. This one was my absolute favorite. I loved her writing. It made me instantly want to dive into her first book that she had released, which is Hacienda. Like I said, I really loved the book. It felt very eerie. Even though she gets bitten and stuff like that, she's not a vampire. Neither of them are vampires, but the conversation of vampires is taken in two different ways, which I found very interesting. You have one where they're basically like monsters and stuff like that. They're like roaming and they're trying to understand what this creature is and what's happening and how they cause certain situations, like giving them susto and stuff like that. It also has a little bit of magical realism, obviously with the vampires and all that, but also with the way how they heal susto and what Nena wants to be. But on top of all of that, the conversation of vampire is also taken from like the Americans and how they're sucking up land, like a vampire sucking up blood. And I really loved how she included that aspect to it, where it's like the vampire term was also used metaphorically, and I really love that. I love her writing. Like I said, it was like an eerie feel to it, and this one was jam-packed with romance, and I really loved that too. I love the way she wrote it. You could feel the longing with both characters, and it was also like Hunt on Dark Waters, where it's action-packed. Something is happening from the beginning all the way to the end of the book. You don't get bored. Like, everything is happening right after another, and this one is a lot more medium paced than say Hunt on Dark Waters, where that one was slower, and then My Roommate is a Vampire, that one was more fast paced. This one was like in between. It was middle. You get dual POV in this one, and I really love the way she wrote this book. I love this book so much, and that's basically all I can say about it right now. I will say that I did like my selection. Hunt on Dark Waters did throw me off because it didn't have as much vampire stuff in it than I thought it would, and I did have another book picked out, and I should have just chosen that one because I know that one was more centered in vampires than Hunt on Dark Waters was, but I got to knock off another arc that I needed to review. So yeah, those are basically all of the books that I have included in this video, and that's basically it. Make sure to comment whether you've read any of these, if you like them, if you plan on reading any of these, what you thought specifically about this book, just so that we can compare notes, stuff like that. And yeah, that is everything I can think about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, anything you want to do. And yeah, that's everything for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye. But they're part of this group, and no.